My husband signed away his rights and left us because he wants normal children. Now he wants custody after learning that our son was a genius? When Oliver was 2, he wasn't talking yet, wasn't making eye contact, would line up his toy cars for hours in perfect rows. The pediatrician said we should get him evaluated. That's when my husband Keith started pulling away. He sat through the autism diagnosis with his arms crossed, shaking his head. In the parking lot, he told me this wasn't possible. His family didn't have those genes. His brother's kids were all normal. His cousins were normal. This had to come from my side, or maybe Oliver wasn't even his. I showed him the test results from when he demanded a paternity test 6 months earlier, because Oliver's eyes were hazel and ours were brown. Oliver was definitely his son. Keith said the test must be wrong. Or maybe I'd messed up during pregnancy. Taken something. Done something. Something is broken inside our baby. He moved into the guest room that night. 3 weeks later, he was gone. Left a note saying he couldn't watch his bloodline be contaminated. That he wanted normal children. That I should find Oliver's real father to help pay for whatever special schools he'd need. The divorce papers came a month later. He signed away all parental rights. Didn't want visitation. Didn't want updates. Didn't want his name on anything connected to Oliver. He told his family Oliver had severe disabilities and would never have a normal life. Told his coworkers I'd probably drunk during pregnancy. Told anyone who asked that it was better for everyone if he started fresh. He married Bethany 2 years later and had twin boys who he constantly posted about. Look at them throwing balls. Look at them saying daddy. Look at his real sons being perfectly normal. Meanwhile, Oliver and I figured things out alone. Speech therapy 3 times a week. Occupational therapy twice a week. Special education preschool. I worked nights at the hospital so I could be there for all his appointments during the day. We lived on peanut butter sandwiches and whatever was on sale. But Oliver was incredible. By 4, he was reading chapter books. By 5, he was doing multiplication. By 6, he was playing piano pieces after hearing them once. The autism wasn't a flaw. It was just how his brilliant brain worked. He saw patterns nobody else could see. Remembered everything he read. Could solve complex problems in his head. His teachers started using words like gifted and prodigy, and exceptional. By 8, Oliver was in a special program for profoundly gifted children. He won the state science fair with a project about mathematical patterns in nature. Got invited to a summer program at the university. Started learning calculus because regular math bored him. The local newspaper did a story about him. That's when Keith called for the first time in 6 years. He'd seen the article. Wanted to know why I hadn't told him Oliver was doing so well. Said he had a right to know about his son's accomplishments. I reminded him he'd signed away those rights. He hung up, but he didn't stop. He started showing up at Oliver's competitions, sitting in the back, taking pictures. When Oliver won the National Mathematics Championship for his age group, Keith was there in a suit telling other parents about his gifted son. How he'd always known Oliver was special. How he'd encouraged his interests from the beginning. How proud he was of his boy. Oliver didn't even know who he was. Called him the strange man who kept staring at him. Last week, Oliver got accepted to a prestigious academy for gifted children. Full scholarship. Newspaper coverage. Television interview. The story of the 9-year-old autistic genius heading to a school for future leaders. Keith showed up at our door with Bethany and the twins. Said it was time for Oliver to meet his brothers. That they were a family. He wanted to be part of Oliver's journey. That he could provide things I couldn't. Private tutors, better resources,